Go ahead.
About the way that guys 4 through 17 played tonight.
Yeah, they did a good job. They obviously fought. I thought we played pretty physical. Made some early mistakes in the game on Murray, but cleaned most of those up. And just, we really were creating pretty good shots the entire game. We just had a little stretch there. We had about 3 in a row go in and out, from pretty close range. And that probably ends up being the difference in the game.
I wanted to ask about what Paul was able to do and what Pat was able to do for the bulk of that game, really helping him.
Well, Paul Reed was really good, right? He was really confident. He was just taking everything that was available to him and just, absolutely looking at the basket on everything. And they're not going to probably guard him from 3 that much, so he ends up knocking a couple down, and he made some good tough finishes and made a few jump shots. He just, again, took everything that was in front of him. Got a lot of opportunities. Sorry, my fault.
What was your understanding of how things went pregame with Joel in terms of when did you figure out he wasn't playing?
Yeah, not till about 25 to go on the clock. He did, go out to do his regular warm-up, and he just medical care team just didn't like what they saw, and they just he left knee soreness, and they just decided that it was much safer for him not to play today.
Is there any sense of what the protocol is from here with that?
I mean, I think all those guys are all be reevaluated tomorrow. I think that Joel, obviously, after the San Antonio game, was feeling pretty good. We went to Indiana. He didn't look great at Indiana as far as his movements. I was a little concerned there. So, I mean, again, I don't think it's anything, super major, but that's they're always kind of monitoring any of the swelling or whatever's going on and try to get it under control and get him ready as soon as we can.
Is there a pattern with him not playing here in 5 years? It's not a reflection at all on his character or the player that he seems to miss this game every year?
No, it's okay. He was injured tonight.
What would you say this, I know you don't believe in moral victories, but, it came down to the wire with a lot of guys who basically don't see a lot of minutes. What does this say about your squad? Well,
listen, we're going to go out there and try to do the best we can and execute the game plan and fight as hard as we can, right? And you're searching for things that you haven't had to search for all year because so many guys are in so many different positions, right? Like Paul Reed ends up being much more of an offensive that Marcus Morris does, Pat Bev does, Kelly Oubre. Everybody's, all of a sudden we got to search for what they can find in the game. I'm glad that we responded to an awful start. Right, you just didn't want to not. And then once we did that, we started growing in some confidence. I always say that chemistry will build as the game goes on in these type of games. These guys get used to who's out there and who's playing, and you just fight as hard as you can.
What did you say to them at that timeout? Because they did respond after you called the timeout. I think you got it down 13-4.
Yeah, listen, we made at least 3 mistakes already on our defensive schemes on Murray. Right, we were supposed to be switching up on those things, and we just blew the coverages. I said the rest of the possessions have been pretty good, but we can't afford to leave this guy, and we did. I think he had 4 straight threes, or three already by that timeout. So just trying to go over the coverage and make sure we're doing it right. Yeah.
You only have so much control with personnel and medical stuff in this game. But you guys travel so well, fans who come here. What do you say to them who may have driven 2 hours to see Joel against New York?
Yeah, no, I think that's always disappointing, and I think that that for any fan that's wants to see the star players play, it's always disappointing for sure. Listen, he really wanted to play, and the medical team did not deem him fit to play today, and it's too bad for those fans, right? It's too bad.
In your introductory press conference, I remember you said that you wanted fans and the opposing team alike to leave the gym feeling like your team played really hard.
Yep.
Do you feel that tonight you accomplished that goal that you set out to have?
I mean, yeah, I thought we certainly did that, right? We certainly were fighting as hard as we possibly could. I thought we were physical, maybe a little overly physical, but that's good, right? I mean, it's like you gotta dig in there and try to find a way to stay in the game and do the best you can. So a lot of heavy minutes for those guys, and they just kept on fighting, and that's our job as coaches to make sure they do keep fighting.